hermosas, it's me, Tirza Sephora, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you all and also do my makeup. So I'm basically going to answer all your questions and also talk to you all about the stressors of being a content creator and when I started and also why I stopped going to college and a whole bunch of other things. So with that said, I also apologize if this video is too long. So anyways, let's just get on to this video. Alright, so the first thing that I want to start off with is by answering your questions, and one of the questions was, what's the biggest change you see in yourself from high school to now? And all I can say is I feel like I'm not as shy anymore. I used to be extremely shy, and I also have a lot more confidence than I did within myself because I was super horrible in high school with confidence. I would also say extremely vulnerable and just overall just fragile, and I feel like I'm not that person anymore, which is something that I'm really thankful for. The next question is, what were you majoring in college? And I actually was majoring in primary education, and I loved it at first, and then I just realized it wasn't for me. What's your biggest physical insecurity? And I actually have two insecurities of mine. I don't know, I just have two, I don't have one. One of them is being my belly button because it is an outie. It's not an innie, which I don't like, but the hugest insecurity of mine is my face because of my acne scars, and my acne, it makes me feel ugly, but I still like work on that, and yeah, I mean, I still try my best to rock it and just be confident. Which influencer do you like their style and are inspired by? I have two. I don't know if they're considered influencers or not, but one of them is Robert Welsh. He is one of my biggest inspirations because he's so good with makeup, and he's like a funny person, and he's just overall such a nice person as well. And I love his videos, and his makeup looks are bomb. Like, they're amazing, and I learn a lot from him. Like, he taught me makeup, like straight up. He's the reason why I've been improving on makeup. I still need a lot of work, but he's the reason why I have been improving with makeup, and he just has really good tips, and I love that. And when it comes to style, I would say Nikki Rodri because she is super confident and I love her fashion sense. It's just really amazing. What are you looking forward to in 2020? Nothing. I'm just looking forward for 2020 to end because this has been one of the worst years in my entire life. So I'm pretty sure it's been one of the worst years in everybody's life. So I just want 2020 to go away, and that's all I'm looking forward to. Anyways, the next one is not really questions, it's more of someone, I guess, critiquing me on something. But I mean, I already answered it on Instagram, so I'm still gonna answer it on here because there's a lot to say about it. Anyways, someone said, I sometimes feel you complain a lot about people not watching your content or not growing. No hate, I just think maybe be more humble for the ones that do support your content. And let me just say, I'm not even mad. I actually appreciate hearing that stuff because it helps me keep these things in mind so I could watch what I say, or make sure I'm not coming off as some way, or I don't know how to explain it. That way I could just improve in the future, or just keep improving. That way I can be more well aware of what I need to do, what I need to work on. So I actually appreciate that. All I have to say is I am really sorry. I guess this is like my first little scandal on YouTube, which is really funny. But anyways, I apologize if I ever came off to you all as if like I don't appreciate the little support that I have, or if I complain about my content not growing or people not watching my content. I apologize if I've ever came off that way because that's not what I intended. I really do appreciate my my small supporters, and I always let them know. Even on my Facebook, I'm always saying I'm thankful for my supporters. Even on Twitch, I'm always saying I'm thankful for you all. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching, and I'm always just very appreciative to everybody, really. So honestly, I don't think I am not humble. I really strongly believe that I appreciate my supporters because I am happy. Like, I love whenever people watch my channel, or whenever, like, I've gotten people tell me that they have been so inspired by me, and that makes me so happy. Like, it feels so good to be able to inspire someone. I've had like 2 people tell me that, And I even had one of my friends who was inspired by me to do YouTube, and I love that, you know, like it's so exciting. So I don't see how I would come off as someone who isn't humble for the supporters, because I truly am, and I have made it clear. So if I have gave off that bad intention, then I would just want to say that I am truly sorry if I did. I feel like maybe I need to work a lot harder on that, make it more clearer, I don't know. But I would rather improve myself if I'm coming off as that way. And also when it comes to me complaining on growing or people not watching my channel, it's not really complaining. I don't really complain about that because I really don't care if people watch my channel or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can't force anybody to be here and watch my channel, you know, like if people want to watch me, they're gonna come. If they don't, it's okay. I don't really care about that stuff. I mean, it did used to bother me, but then I realized like it shouldn't really bother me because, you know, I love what I'm doing. I have some small supporters here, and that's what makes me happy. If I grow, if I don't, then oh well. I mean, at least I'm still trying and I'm working hard on it. And at least I have people that see my passion and they know who I am as a person. So once again, I apologize if I came off as like someone who complains about these things. Maybe it's because of what I talked about with my friend Bryce, because me and my friend Bryce, we do have our little podcast and we also stream together. And we talk about how hard it is to grow as a YouTuber and how sometimes we kind of get lost being a YouTuber, because that's normal. A lot of content creators are gonna feel lost and they're gonna get sucked into the numbers because it happens to everybody that's a content creator, and it's normal. I at one point got lost in making content. I was starting to be so focused on numbers, and I would feel so bad if people wouldn't watch my content because I would feel like maybe I wasn't good enough, or maybe my content was boring, that's why people didn't watch me or anything like that. And I was wondering like how I could improve, and it would just get me so down. But my boyfriend, my friends, and people would be like, hey, remember, you're doing this because you love it. Don't focus on numbers, just keep being you and people will come, you know? So I just realized to accept it, and if people don't watch it, that's okay. There's some people that do watch my channel, and I don't even know that they do, and they tell me, oh, you've inspired me, and I'm like, what? Like, really? Like, it's amazing, and I love that I can do that. Like, it feels so good. So even if I don't have a lot of people watching, that's okay. I mean, people will come, they will show up whenever they want to. I'm not gonna like complain and be forceful, be like, watch my YouTube channel, like, no. So I don't know if maybe I came off in that way. Maybe you probably heard a podcast of my friend and I, or maybe a stream where we talked about how hard it is to be a content creator and where we struggled at. So I apologize if I've ever came off that way, but that's not what I intended. So the first thing that I want to say was I started YouTube back in 2011. And I had another YouTube channel, but it was just more of a hobby. It's not like how I am now. I want it to be like a full-time job, and I still love it either way. So yeah, I had another YouTube channel in 2011. I deleted it, and I made this one. And I went through several names. I went from Cupcake Kitty and Baby Doll because I was in that scene emo phase. I would also site modeling websites such as NPC and Scene Bunny, if I can recall. My video is still up there of my site modeling days, so you all can go check it out. I'll post it down in the bottom in the description so you all can check out my very creepy days of when I was scene modeling. So after that, like I said, I ended up starting this YouTube channel. And at first, I didn't take my YouTube channel seriously. I was actually in college, which is why I'm going to talk to you about how I transitioned into college to YouTube. I was in college for, I think, like 2 years, and it was a struggle. And let me tell you why. When I was in high school, I was, you know, not focused on college. I never had my parents tell me, oh, you need to go to college, or even saved up for college. Never once in my life I had anybody tell me that I need to go to college. So when I became a senior, they randomly took us to this place. I forgot what it was called. It was in the school, of course. And they're like, hey, you need to sign up for college and you need to do all of these things. You need to apply for this stuff. You need to take the TSI, the ACT. And I was so stressed because I didn't know what I want. Like, college never even crossed my mind. I just wanted to graduate because I hated school. School wasn't even about learning anymore. It was just passing. That's all it was, and I didn't like that. So when teachers took us to that area to go sign up for college, I didn't know what I was doing. They just basically threw me in and they're like, here, apply. And I was like, okay, and I didn't know what college I wanted to go to. Other people already knew, which was so crazy because I guess they had family that already told them to be prepared for college. I didn't. My parents never went to college. I'm actually not well enough to afford college, and my parents weren't either. I feel like we didn't have that privilege of going to college, so it never really crossed my mind because we didn't have money for it, you know, and even financial aid wasn't enough, as well as scholarships. They're just not enough for college. It's just too expensive. So I was just stressed out that they just like threw me there without even me knowing myself, knowing what I wanted, knowing what college I wanted. It was just so stressful to me. So I basically went to college because teachers said I had to go. They're like, you have to go to college. You have to do this. And I felt that if I didn't go, I would be a loser if I didn't go. That's how they made me feel, and it was just horrible. So I went to college just because they told me so. So there I was, just going into college, not knowing what I wanted. I didn't know why I was there, what I wanted to do, what school I wanted to go to, so I just went to a community college just because. And that's the thing that I don't like that teachers do to students, because it is very pressuring, especially because when you're not someone who comes from a well-off family that has like money to be able to go to school, and some of us just can't, like we don't have that privilege, and people are so lucky. If you have the privilege to afford to go to college, you know, you're lucky, because I wish I was like that kind of person that could, but I really can't. I can't afford it, and it sucks. And it also kind of sucked that, you know, I was just thrown into college just because the teachers told me to. I didn't even know what I wanted to do in my life. I don't like that they just throw us in, especially some of us that never even thought about it. Like me, I was one that never thought about college. Once again, I didn't have parents who told me, oh, you need to go to college, or they saved up for like my college fund, because my parents never went to college. So, you know, because they didn't, I didn't really know anything about all that stuff. So it freaked me out senior year. I was like, what is going on? I just randomly went into primary education because I thought, hey, when I was little, I used to pretend I was a teacher. Maybe this is something I could do. So I went into that major, and I loved it at first. And then after that, I hated it. It wasn't for me, so I wasn't happy. But that's not really the reason exactly, well, that's not one of the reasons why I dropped out of college. The reason why was because, one, my mom ended up getting sick. She ended up with cancer, and I had to sacrifice a lot of things for my parents. They needed me there to take care of her, so I was the one that had to, because my dad had to work. So I had to be the one to sacrifice everything for my family. So that was college or whatever I wanted, my dreams, it had to be sacrificed. My parents was the only thing that was important and that I had to take care of. So that was one reason why. The second reason why was I was getting super bad anxiety and a lot of depression. I would miss school like a lot, but I am very, very thankful that I had professors that were super understanding, and they helped me a lot, and I really thank them so much because I ended up with good grades. The other reason why I had to stop going to college was because I was starting to become very unhealthy, and it was just horrible on my mental health. Like I said, a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression. I would have to wake up at 5 in the morning and go with my dad to work because he has to cut yards, and I had to be with him at 5 in the morning at his job cutting the yard, and then at 6 he would take me to school. And I was a full-time student, so I would go to class, and then after class I would go straight to work without eating, no breaks. because I'm like a workaholic. I do not stop to eat whenever I'm doing stuff. Same with content. I do not stop to eat whenever I'm working on anything. So also that, because I didn't really have time in school, so I just went straight to college. I mean, straight to work after my classes were done. And I wouldn't get out till like 5 or 6 p.m. So can you imagine from waking up at 5 a.m., going to school, going to work straight after, not really any lunch breaks, and going back home at 5 to 6 p.m., doing homework, not eating till like maybe 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. because I was so focused on my work. So I ended up getting really sick because I wasn't eating much. I was super stressed and I was just very unhappy. I would get bad anxiety attacks. They would literally feel like I would want to fall off from my seat. And I would get this rush of heat from head to toe just so fast. And it was the most scariest thing in my whole entire life, and I just couldn't do it anymore. It was bad for my health, and top it off, I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know myself or what hobbies I liked, what interests that I had. And I would look at the school catalogs to see what I could possibly get into, and nothing suited my needs. I just didn't feel happy. I felt like everything here is not what I wanted. And like I said, the teachers just told me, you know, you need to apply, you know, you need to go to college. So I just thought, hey, that's what I have to do because they told me. And I think that's horrible, especially the pressure that they put on us students when they should be telling the students, you don't have to go to college, you know, because there's a lot of things you can do without going to college. And it's okay if you don't go. You know, you're not a loser if you don't go, because I felt like I was a loser because I wasn't going to college. I would see my classmates already graduating from college and I felt so bad. I felt like I was a loser because I'm not graduating. I'm not in college. I dropped out. Because keep in mind, not only did I have to drop out for myself, for my health, but I also had to drop out for my mom's. I had to sacrifice a lot of things for my parents to take care of them. It was hard, and I had to think about my dad because I didn't have a ride to school. I didn't have my own car. A lot of people already had their own car. I didn't. I still don't even have my own car. I don't even know how to drive. It's something that I'm still learning. My boyfriend is teaching me how. And it was hard on my father, and it wasn't, and I was thinking about my father. I was like, my dad works so hard and he has to be back and forth all the way from our house all the way to the college, which is really far. And he had to pick me up and drop me off every single day, Monday through Friday. I think it was Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, I don't know, every day. And I wasn't even making a lot of money with the job I had. It was like $7.25 minimum wage job. It wasn't even worth the gas my father was doing, and I felt so bad. So I was thinking about him. You know, he had to work, and I'm pretty sure he's tired because he's out in the sun all day. And then he has to go pick me up, and then there's traffic, like 5 o'clock stampede, yeah. So it really just wasn't easy. And I had someone on my Facebook who's a friend of my brother's. I was so stressed out that he told me something very important, and I'm glad I listened to it. He said, take a break from college, figure out yourself, figure out what your hobbies are, get into a new hobby even, like just do it, and just focus on that, and you'll figure it out. And sure enough, I did. It took me longer. And I just want to say, guys, it's okay if you don't know what you want. It took me so long to figure out what I want. I'm still kind of figuring things out. It is okay to do that. You're not a loser if you don't graduate from college, or if you can't figure life out, or you don't know what you want to do. It is okay. And it sucks that there's so many people out there that put that struggle and that mindset of you need to go to college, because there's so many things you can do other than just college, like a vocational program or something. And that is why I got into YouTube. Here I am today. I started working really hard on my YouTube channel, and I started taking it seriously because I want my YouTube channel to be a job, a full-on job, including my streams. I currently do work, but this is like a side hobby that I do, but not just a hobby to me. I actually want this as like a job, and I will tell you the reasons why as well, and how I figured out my hobbies. Once I started being very serious about my YouTube channel, I started to figure out my hobbies, which is makeup. I love makeup, and I love video games. I started to realize that I want to do cosmetology school in the future. I want to be able to do makeup for people, and I get this a lot. People tell me, oh, every woman wants to do cosmetology school. It's a huge competition. They don't pay you enough, stuff like that. But I don't care. I don't really care about that stuff because I would rather be working in something that I love and that makes me happy instead of forcing myself to go to college and because of what teachers said, because of what people said to me that I needed to do to have a successful life and be unhappy and complain about my job. I don't want to do that. I want to do something that makes me happy, and that's makeup. Whether or not I don't make a lot of money on it or whatever, it just doesn't matter. I mean, I'll still have side jobs if I have to, you know, just to do what I love. That's how passionate I am about it. And, you know, like, I would want to do that. I've also realized that maybe I do want to go back to college to study graphic design because I could incorporate graphic designing into my hobbies. Like, there's a lot of things that I have thought about while doing YouTube and Twitch. I already have people wanting me to do their makeup, and some people have been asking me to do their makeup. And I haven't even gone to cosmetology school just yet, so that makes me really happy. And that shows me that people are really inspired by me and they feel like I'm really good with makeup, that they want me to do their makeup. And that is something that feels so amazing, and it makes me so happy because it's like, damn, like, you all want me to do your makeup, and it's just so great. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, and that's when I realized it's something that I want to do, and it's something that I would love to pursue like a career in. It's just so great to hear those things. And if I hadn't had stopped going to college, I wouldn't have figured out myself at all. I would have probably done something that I was gonna regret and be unhappy with. And that's something that I don't want to go through ever, because I hear some people, they get their jobs, they go to college and they complain about their job, and it's like, I don't want to be that person. I want to do something that makes me happy. Whether or not it's not like this huge money maker type of thing, I'd rather just have something that I'm gonna love and that's gonna make me happy. As long as whatever I'm doing pays the bills, then I'm good. That's all that matters. I appreciate that my parents don't force me to go to college. My dad even told me, sweetie, if this is what you want to do, then do it, you know. They're gonna support me no matter what my decisions are. And that's what I love so much about my parents, because let's be real, there's not a lot of parents that have that mindset of you don't need to go to college, you know, and they don't support you with the things that you want to do, if that makes sense. They want you to go to college, and you can't blame them either. If you're someone that wants to play games for a living and make that as a career, I don't blame the older generation in not understanding that you can actually make that as a career, because, you know, back then they didn't have all of this stuff that we have today. Now we do. Now we are given like more opportunities, which is super amazing, and it's different. So like I said, I don't blame them for not really understanding. Anyways, those are the reasons why I stopped going to college. I'm gonna tell you all the struggle about being a YouTuber or being a content creator in general. There is much more to just putting on the camera and pressing that play button to record. There is much more to that. It's not as easy as you think. It's all about editing. You know, you gotta edit a lot of things. You gotta also learn marketing, because marketing is very important when you're like a content creator. I'm still learning on marketing and stuff like that. Very, very hard. It's not easy. It can be very stressful, but that's if you're serious about wanting YouTube and like Twitch to be like a full career thing. If you really want that, it's hard. If you're just doing it for a hobby, you know, then easy breezy. But I'm doing it as like, I want this as a career, because not only is it something that I love, but I can't really have like a physical job because I have health issues. It makes it so difficult for me to actually have a job and leave the house. So this is something that I can do at the moment and work from home, basically. I need home jobs because I have health problems, and that's another reason why I hope that, not only because I love what I do, but I also hope that YouTube and Twitch could be like a full-time thing for me. But it's really hard. You also have to have tough skin because there's always going to be someone who's going to say something mean and hateful. I actually had someone tell me on my YouTube videos one time, they were spamming me on like 3 of my videos, saying that I had a big forehead and my quality or my camera sucked. And I didn't feel bad. I laughed about it because I'm like, it's true. I do have a big forehead. I laugh about it all the time, and I tell my boyfriend I have a big forehead, and we both laugh about it together, you know, and it's just funny to me, so it doesn't really hurt me. And whenever they're like, oh, you know, you don't have like a good quality camera and it sucks and stuff, I'm like, and I know I'm not well off to have a good equipped camera. Like, I can't afford like a freaking $800 camera or $1,000 camera. That's impossible. I work with what I have at the moment, and I appreciate that, and that's all that matters. I'm having fun, and some people like support that, and I love that. I appreciate it. So I don't really care about like the hate, you know, like it's whatever, because at the end of the day, they're not paying my bills, you know? So yeah, like I said, you gotta have tough skin when you become a content creator, because you're gonna come across a lot of haters, and you have to not let it get to you. And there's no reason to, because like I said, at the end of the day, they don't pay your bills, you know? Just keep being you, keep slaying, and that's all you gotta do. You know, there's gonna be good people there that's gonna support you. There's gonna be not so great people who are not gonna support you. That's just the way how it is. You know, that's just the way it is. You just gotta accept it. And that's how I am. I just accept it. I also had this one person on Twitter retweet my photo, because it was like my profile photo. She was like basically saying something along the lines of, keep in mind, while she retweeted my photo, she said, "You look like a person who lives in a shack by the way you dress." I wasn't even mad. I just told her, I was like, okay, like if you can say that to someone that you don't even know, then that says a lot about you than it does about me. You know, that clearly shows how like she is as a person, especially judging someone who doesn't like shop at like rich fancy stores with these fancy clothes, you know, like that's not me. And I don't care. I mean, and I laughed, and it didn't bother me, because it's like, like she's right. I do live in a little, I guess however she put it, but I do live in a trailer house that actually is falling apart, you know, which I'm very grateful for the people that have donated, because I'm trying to help my dad to get it fixed. So I'll leave the GoFundMe in the description box, because we're trying to get the trailer to be fixed. Anyways, I did laugh about it because it's like, it's true. Like I said, I live in a trailer house that's falling apart. So I laughed at what she said, because like, she's not wrong. Do I care? No. I mean, she's right about it, but it doesn't make me mad, because it's like, I'm happy. You know, like that's all that really matters. I have people that love and support me, and whether I don't live in a fancy house or fancy mansion and have this trailer house that's falling apart, you know, it doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, I'm happy, and I at least know how to be humble and be more respectful towards people, you know, and it does show a lot about, you know, if you can judge someone by the way they live just because they're like poor and stuff, then that really does show like a lot about you. That's the thing, you have to have tough skin. You always have to have tough skin when you're a content creator, because people can be mean. People are gonna be mean, they're gonna say hurtful things. And you need to be willing to not let it get to you, because if you let it get to you, you're gonna fall apart. And I take that, the stuff that I learned on YouTube, I take that with me every single day in real life situations. And also, being a content creator can be a little stressful, because like I said in the beginning, you do get lost sometimes. Sometimes you end up focusing on the numbers and all this stuff, and you compare yourself, and you just have to like step back and remember why you're doing it, because it's happened to me where I just felt like I wasn't good enough, and I just felt like nobody probably liked my content, or it wasn't that great, so people wouldn't watch, you know. But that's every content creator. So sometimes we have to take a break and just focus on ourselves and realize that, you know, you're good enough. And another thing that is really hard about being a content creator is you have to be careful with what you say. This is very important, because I have learned it with other YouTubers. I mean, we all know Shane Dawson and like other YouTubers. We've seen the drama. I mean, if you haven't, it's just a lot of drama. You have to be careful with what you say when you're a content creator. That is the #1 thing. You also have to be careful. Even if you have friends on your personal Facebook, just be careful because they will use things against you in the future. They'll even use your past against you. I mean, look at all these YouTubers. They dig into people's past, and it's so horrible just to get them canceled. And it's a horrible thing to do, and it's just, you have to be careful. That's something that I learned while being on YouTube throughout the years, is be careful with what you say and do, and be careful with what you post. Be careful because people will dig up your past. If you become a bigger YouTuber, they're gonna want to try to take you down and cancel you just because they want to, because everyone has a reason to be mad at you, even though there's nothing to be mad about. They try to find any reason to be mad at you, to cancel you. So just be careful with what you say. That's what I learned being a YouTuber. Like, you cannot even express your own opinion without someone trying to cancel you or come at you. So you just need to be careful. So there's things that I don't talk about with my social media, or on my social media, which is religion, politics, anything like that. I stay out of it. That's why I don't really post about this. I don't do those things because I'm a person who likes to stay out of it. I don't like to give those like personal opinions because, like I said, people try to come for you and cancel you. I've already had that happen to me on my Facebook, and I didn't appreciate it because they were assuming that I was all these things. I just let that person believe what they want because my true supporters know who I am at the end of the day, and that's all that really matters. So yeah, that's just one of the things that I have learned, and that is to make sure you just be careful. Like I said, always be careful with what you say, because if you don't, someone's gonna try to dig into your past and try to use it against you, even though there's no reason to even bring it up because you're not that person anymore. People just can't accept that you're not that person anymore, and they don't really believe that people can change, and they're just so close-minded. So you gotta be careful no matter what. You don't want to start that whole entire drama. Personally, I don't like to get into drama. I just like to be me, be my own person, and just stay far from it because, you know, I don't need that stress in my life or that negativity. You know, I don't like that. I don't like to get into it, so I stay away from such topics. Be careful. It is very hard to be a content creator for that reason. Oh, also, the other thing that is rough about being a content creator is you have to be careful with who you work with, because there can be scams out there, like especially if someone wants to do like a collab with you, or if someone wants to go and collaborate with you, you need to be very careful that it's not a scam, because you don't want to get your viewers into that scam as well. So it's very dangerous at the same time, so you need to make sure. I also learned that once you get bigger, you may also start needing a manager, like a YouTube manager. So yeah, there's a lot of things when it comes to being a content creator. It's not just, you know, like I said, it's not all about just taking out your camera and shoot. That's not how it works. There is a lot of things that go around with making content. And yeah, I've actually learned a lot being a YouTuber, being a content creator, a streamer, however you'd like to put it. I learned a lot. It also taught me not to be like really shy. I'm a lot more social than I used to be. I wasn't as social, like I said in the beginning of the video. I love being a YouTuber. It's fun. And like I said, I appreciate all my supporters, and I still feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong for someone to feel that way, like to feel like I complain too much or I don't support my supporters, because I do, and I always make it clear that I do. And so once again, I apologize. But yeah, like YouTube is just a lot to do, and it's late night sleeping because you gotta edit and you gotta film or something. You're like on a schedule. You got to try to be consistent with all social media, especially if you want to grow. So it can get a little difficult, a little stressful. Like I said, we do get burned out, so we have to take a break. So like I said, there's a lot more that goes on behind YouTube, especially personal life things that goes on. It's really difficult, but I love being a YouTuber, and I am very thankful for my supporters. So it's been really crazy. I'm actually just happy with where I am at right now, and I hope one day my channel will grow because I want to be able to get to know people more and be more engaging with my community, and I hope my community can be a lot more engaging as well, because I would like to know what you all would want to like see on my channel. I gotta admit, sometimes I'm like scared as a content creator because I don't want to say the wrong things and then start up something, but if it happens, it happens, because that's usually what usually happens. So yeah, but before I end this video, guys, I want to show you a little bit of my workspace on what I do when I film. Alright, so here, this is like my ring light. This is how I put all of my stuff. I usually stream in the bedroom, but yeah, check out this mess. I have like loose powder here and all of this stuff. Don't get upset for me using the Shane palette, but I spent money on it, so yeah, I don't want to just not use it. Anyways, so this is how my workspace is. Here you go. That's how it is. It gets pretty messy, including the bed when I'm doing lookbooks and stuff like that. It gets really messy, but this is my workspace. Anyways, now that you have seen my work area, like my workspace, basically where I do everything, my boyfriend and I are actually hoping to get the other bedroom into like a office room. So hopefully we can invest in that, and hopefully I can get a PC. That way I can finally stream and, you know, connect my PlayStation to that PC and all that good stuff. So hopefully in the future we'll be able to invest in a PC and basically turn that whole entire room into a studio room where I can actually film everything, and that would be really great. And that's why I also appreciate my boyfriend so much, because he's so supportive, because we're both trying to save up for this PC and everything else that we need to invest into the studio room. So hopefully we can do that. And yeah, we'll see what comes in the future. So until then, I just gotta keep trying to save up and do the best that I can on my YouTube channel. And I appreciate everybody and all my supporters. No matter if it's like big or small, I do appreciate it. Also, this is the look, guys. I needed to show you all because it's just so pretty. I love it so much. I always like to put like a little shimmer here in the tear duct of my eye because I feel like it makes any look pop, and it's just super beautiful. So I really love that. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's been a long one. I apologize for a really long video. I hope you still enjoyed it nevertheless, because I wanted you all to get to know me a lot more, especially like another side of me, and tell you all the truth of like everything. And yeah, so it was pretty fun doing that and sharing you guys sharing with you guys everything. I loved it. I was actually very excited for this video. Also, thank you all for asking me these questions. I was happy to answer them. I love the engagements. It's really amazing. And yeah, thank you all for the support. I love you guys. It's just been really awesome and amazing to be here on YouTube to make these like tutorials for you and just content for you in general. It's been really fun, especially playing games on Twitch. It's been amazing, and I want to thank you all for watching my Twitch streams as well, and also for those that followed and, you know, all that good stuff. So thank you very much, and let's see what comes with this channel in the future and my streams. Let's see how far it goes, and I hope to be able to accomplish my dreams. So yeah. Anyways, see you all next time.